Welcome back to Doctor Who, the Adventure Games.
Dr. Webb.
We're in Skaro, as you can see from that painting.
Skaro looks like a bathroom.
Skaro just looks like a series of corridors.
Why is everything made of hexes?
It's all right.
A lot of curses going on.
Don't worry.
Am I right?
They've been busy rebuilding this
Oh,
place.
what the heck?
Rebuilding.
They had to change it from hell.
Have they just used concept art as cutscenes?
It's kind of confusing because you think that as a video game they wouldn't have to do the budget tricks that they had to do in the classic series.
Yeah, well, I'm still.
So did they just use
Hilarious holiday banter in the face of actual people dying in front of her.
The atmosphere is 30%.
Someone died like 10 minutes ago and they're just...
Watch out for the
They're so
acid.
screwed up.
What they should do is they should put that helmet on and dress up as Daleks to fool them.
Are the walls made of honey?
Yes. Well, no, Daleks are like bees. They eat honey.
They collect nectar, make honey.
So what we have to do is explore the building. We have to get some parts. Did you just say that, or am I jumping ahead of myself? Oh yeah, you have to hack the Dalek thing.
So is that just a Dalek head?
Here's a mini game. Do you like mazes?
I hate mazes. I love mazes though.
I think
I'm a big
they're
corn guy.
amazing.
I'm a big corn guy.
Well, for these mini games where you're hacking, you have to take the microchip and move it carefully through a thing. You know, just pretend you're playing a DS game.
This looks Game of the Year material. How did they even like make this and think this is good? Push this out.
It must have been budget constraints. Like, they had the game and they were like, well, there's not actually much gameplay in this.
Did they have like game testers? And they
Put
were
in
like,
some mini games.
The game testers were like, yeah, we love mazes, we love dragon games.
I'm certain it's because these had to be put out for free for UK
Sure.
members, unless you want to use Direct to Drive. Now available on Steam. Buy it now.
Yes.
So now we can open the doors automatically. But
Feel right.
shock twist.
Sorry, Amy, I'm so sorry.
Back to the Future. Love it. 10 out
What
of
is
10.
happening?
Is she just gaining the power of invisibility and this is like a really good positive
You say
thing?
that, but that is actually a gameplay mechanic later.
In 1963, you became a paradox.
This is actually
Do because the TARDIS
this has actually happened
But that potential can
in
only
the
last
TV
for
show
so
before.
long. That's why we have
We're
to
sort of a
find
Back to the
out
Future
Daleks
style
were
of
back in time to
disappearing.
put things right. For
To the
all
Doctor
of
himself.
humanity.
I think
For
a
the
trivia
saving
card will say that.
There'll be
I put
Daleks
trivia cards up
everywhere.
all over the place.
Are you sure it's not just like a budget constraint and they just thought we'd have to animate her less if she's invisible?
Well, maybe they just thought, you know, her following you around is just terrible because she just is really slow and gets caught by everyone. So let's try and make up reasons for why she isn't with the Doctor most of the time.
I want to make a game where everyone is invisible and it would be the cheapest game ever made.
What?
Don't worry.
So he needs to get these
You
parts
rest here and I'll
to
find them and bring them
make a
back.
sort of like a shield thing, so she can move around away from the TARDIS without disappearing,
Sure.
and just some plot stuff.
Now, are these Daleks in a production line?
Yeah, those Daleks are, but those ones don't count. All the Daleks are sort of being made here. Well, their armor is or whatever. I don't really understand.
So
what
is this how Daleks are actually made? Because
well, the
I never
Daleks
really
are the things
considered this.
inside of them, but this is definitely a bit strange to see. I'm not sure this fits in with canon. But you need to get parts from Daleks, and that's what happens when you die.
that's quite violent. That's quite extreme.
Quite
actually.
harrowing. There are stealth games where you feel good waiting.
Yeah.
And there are stealth games where you don't. This is not one where you feel rewarded for waiting.
Oops.
Here I got cruelly trapped by that, and now I'm just running.
Are you in caution mode, right? So you can get seen, but you just have to run.
Yeah.
You're very good at stealth.
But unfortunately, if they see you, like, sometimes doors can get locked.
This is
I
very
thought I'd
Metal Gear.
gotten away with it, but I hadn't.
You're very good at stealth. I'm trying to like.
Well,
figure out how
Daleks
this
just go
works.
back and forth in.
So this is just
This is their home planet, their home city.
okay. And this is are the Daleks inside of them right now or not?
Not on those ones, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But obviously the ones going about there.
So is there like a union of Daleks? Like, do they have unions when they're producing things?
Yes.
Is the Dalek armor industry like a car industry?
Sort
Like,
of.
did it get hit in like 2008 a lot?
Because there's this big conspiracy in the American market where collectible card. So for some reason there's collectible cards on Skaro. in the American car industry, where sort of industry leaders sort of pulled together and ruined the public transport in America, so that people would have cars because people didn't really want cars.
Sure.
That's what's happening on Skaro. I'm pretty sure it's all a big conspiracy by Davros.
So what they're basically doing is they're just kind of like they're killing Daleks, and then they're saying you need armor.
Oh, they're killing me by making this terrible game. Parkour. Assassin's Creed. Love it. 10 out of 10.
This is when I think platforming, I think Doctor Who.
So you got to do it. Oh, look at this crazy jump. You click
Wow,
jump,
that
he lines
animation.
himself up.
The animation.
They couldn't have put Ocarina of Time jumping in even. I love the naturalistic movement. You can really tell that they use Matt Smith's actual movement
His
body.
mannerisms really come through. The motion capture, man. The motion capture.
I'm going to post that behind the scenes video. It
Yeah.
wasn't motion capture, but they were taking photos of him running.
Really?
And they showed it alongside him moving in game, and it just doesn't look the same.
This is like on par with like LA Noire. They use that entire like kind of high tech.
I would really like to see that in a Doctor Who game. With the old Doctors, they could use their. Oh my god! I think we just hit a gold mine. Yeah, that's from the show. That was in a different episode. I can't remember what. Trivia cards, love them. 10 out of 10. Put them up there. Looks like Daleks are just as ruthless with administration as they are with killing people. Love it. Who facts?
This looks very like Dalek inaccessible. Like he had to just climb on a thing to get into there.
Well, that's because that door's locked from the other side. What
But
he
is
should
it-
what he should have done is he should have found some paper and slipped it under the door and then pushed out the key. With doing like adventure games.
It's like an old classic. just
Every
rusty
adventure
key.
game. At least they don't do many adventure game puzzles. I don't know why these are called the adventure games. They're not very much like adventure games at all. They're just adventures.
Not very gamey.
They're not even. Yeah.
So, wait. So the Daleks in this game, do they follow kind of like the old model where they can't like levitate, or do these ones levitate?
Well, I don't. No, they do levitate in this. We saw them in the last episode. Remember coming through that portal and killing all the people in 1963 London.
Sure.
Flying about. But in the classic series, they could actually levitate.
Oh, so what was the whole stairs thing about?
Well, originally they couldn't, but eventually they made it so that they could.
They just learned. They just thought, well, maybe we can levitate now.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't know if it was like. I think it was maybe just treated as, oh, they always could, but I don't know. But they did make a big deal in the new series, the first Dalek episode of the new series, as being like, oh, they can go upstairs.
Sure.
But they already did that anyway, so. Do you like Dalek?
Take my time.
I'll take my time. Don't
I'm a
worry
big-
about it.
I'm a
I'll
big-
take my time. I'll do it in my own time.
Is there a cardboard box?
Oh god, yeah, this bit is so frustrating, mainly just because of these Dalek little assembly lines just coming out and just hitting you.
Their
As
greatest.
You're trying to sneak, the camera's not very good, the movement controls aren't very good. I didn't really get into this in the last update, but it works on a sort of acceleration-based system.
Right.
So, the Doctor like has to speed up a bit. You can see here, it takes him a while to get going.
Oh, so this is like accurate Max Smith movement. So like when he tries to move somewhere, he has to like accelerate.
Yes. Yellow Daleks, love them. I'm gonna stop saying that now. Oh, it's a Dalekanium coil. So predictably organized.
Now this storage house seems kind of out of place. Like, are the Daleks picking this stuff up and moving it in there? They don't even have arms.
They got plungers. They just
So they
suck
just
out.
stuck it up and then just push it somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how this works realistically.
Well, now we have to get back to. I think you can use those Daleks as sort of cover,
Yeah, it looks like it.
but it's not really. What am I doing? Oh, okay. I forgot about that collectible. Blackcurrant Jelly Baby. I wish, like. This is a bit nitpicky, but I wish those Jelly Babies had, like, different descriptions per color.
Sure.
Whereas they just say, oh yeah, Tom Baker, love Jelly Babies.
That was close.
So did the second Doctor, I believe. I like Doctor Who, okay.
Was the entire Doctor Who just like some like marketing ploy for Jelly Babies to get them into the public?
Yes, actually it was. Originally in 1962, Doctor Who was conceived as
Doctor, please,
a jelly
we are
baby,
fading away.
a mascot,
Don't
if
worry,
you will.
Amy. I've got all the components I need.
Need to make them. Here's a puzzle. Oh, it's the same, but in reverse, and you have to do it twice. Love it.
I think the whole Doctor Who Jelly Baby thing is quite a forgotten secret, because not many people know that he was actually a Jelly Baby. I think that's some very good trivia that you've just unleashed.
Well, yeah, because originally, in the original design documents, the Doctors 1 through 5 were going to be different colours each of them, and then the 6th one was going to be sort of an amalgamation of all the colours.
Yeah.
So that's why that Doctor has like a rainbow coat.
That
It's a nod to the original original pilot.
Did you know that one of the key kind of enemy figures was just like a child, and the child would go around eating Jelly Baby people, and that was the Doctor's greatest enemy.
Well, even in Davros's sort of design, he was originally going to be like a squash sort of forgotten about Jelly Baby, and that still kind of comes through today when you look at his sort of deformed face.
Yeah, he does look like a melted Jelly Baby.
So Amy's okay now,
But how do we even
and we need to
find out
get
what's in there?
to
It could
the
be a
Dalek
Dalek
convention and do some
convention
signatures.
Ah, we can see into it from the Daleks' visualizer room.
Dakon. Oh wait.
We need to go to where the eye bit is.
So was it ever explained why a Jelly Baby had consciousness and could travel through time, or
No, it was...
why did they make it into kind of a Jelly Baby that could travel through time? Was there a reason for that?
Jelly Babies can travel through time.
I wasn't aware of this.
Here's a yellow one. I think they
We need to get inside that visualizer
are
room.
slightly different, the yellow ones. I think these are like stationary ones. Or there could be sort of no real reason. Oh, here's what's annoying. See, I could have made that easily, but Amy just always sort of is behind, and then she gets shot all the time. I don't have that much of a problem with it in this episode, but in the next episode, oh boy.
Do you think the leader of the Daleks just kind of like loves Jelly Babies, and he just captures them and he eats them
Well, that's why he hates the Doctor.
because he's a Jelly Baby? You think he would love it?
Here we are.
No.
This is where they monitor and record all Dalek activity.
Like, I feel like
across
the greatest
universe.
weapon would just be
This
heat.
is like
You
the
could melt a
Dalek
Jelly
Records
Baby.
office.
A
Pretty simply.
librarian Dalek.
So maybe the
That's
Doctor
something
just
I
is allergic to
really want
heat.
to see.
There's your
Maybe.
librarian.
I'm done with that joke. I can't do it
Visualizer.
anymore.
And you know what Stickler's librarians are? We need to get to the
I only have so
console
much
I can
material
deactivate
written
the
down.
security
I've
pin.
got quite a lot of Jelly Baby
Those data
based
banks look
jokes.
like good
if you
cover.
need-
Let's go.
This is quite adventure gamey, but very pared down and terrible. There are 3 consoles, each with a puzzle. A Guitar Hero puzzle. Wait for it, you'll see. And you need to do all 3 to progress.
Is it all just rock me like a hurricane on expert mode?
No, I don't think there's any actual sort of music to it. I can't tell because we got the sound turned down, but I'm pretty sure there isn't any real sort of music. It's just you see them coming. You need to match them. Match the
So
symbols.
the Dalek consoles, are they like...
Oh, this
are
is
they
Dalek
like-
speak, I guess.
Are they like PlayStation consoles, or...?
Oh, I messed up because I forgot you could rotate them. No, these are all N gauges, and you can tell by the shape. In a
Oh, yeah,
terrible
there's, like, quite a
dystopian
lot, like,
future.
language.
And you have to match the same amount as the little dots at the top. So way too many for this to be fun for anyone involved. Do you like Guitar Hero? I played it and it was okay.
This looks like quite an easy song.
Yes.
Do you know the tune to this song, or...?
Here I am, do do do, rock me like a hurricane. Okay, great, we've done this.
Right. Let's
This
see
is
what
probably
we
the
can
worst
see,
update ever.
shall we? Aha.
I think this is almost the end of this
Council
episode.
chamber, all
God.
right.
But there is some
So,
actual excitement.
Give us some kind of...
He is massive.
Occasional hazard. You see,
He is
a
massive.
few pounds.
Oh, it's the Dalek Emperor. He is
I'm
massive.
interested in.
Is that it? Whatever the Daleks used
Dalek
to
Emperor,
be
of course,
there.
being of a similar design to the... Why am I saying this? I put trivia cards in.
Jesus.
Similar to the one in
Maybe,
the
but how do we
Chris
get anywhere near
Eccleston's
that thing with all those Daleks
first
around?
series.
knock politely.
Now, is this canon with the Jelly Baby story?
Yes.
Is it?
Episode 205. Story 600 and... So now we have to go this way. Which is not the way we came from. I don't think it is. We have to go confront the Dalek Emperor.
It's nice to see they're still making honey in these walls too.
That door doesn't open.
So what is the purpose of the Daleks? Is it just honey collection?
Well, no, they're sort of
We need to hide.
Oh, we need to hide. Okay, that didn't work out.
Can you stealth kill Daleks?
Well, I was
Can you,
trying
like, snap
to.
their necks or something? Can you kick them in the back?
I was getting out my wire thing.
I thought you
Hitman
could
wire.
push a Dalek over. Has anyone ever pushed a
Oh,
Dalek?
yes. The Chase is an old Doctor Who story where the Daleks are all comically defeated by like falling off of cliffs, or being
What?
one time a Dracula like picks up a Dalek, just throws it over and it's dead.
What's underneath the Dalek? Is
We
it
should be
wheels?
safe now.
What's underneath it?
It depends what story you're talking about, I guess. I think originally they used sort of magnets and they couldn't like leave their city, but their city was built specifically for them, which is where we are now, I believe. Their city was destroyed, but then it like came back or whatever.
So it's just they're still back. It's
Supreme
like
Council
if Amy's
chamber.
carrying like credit cards, will they be wiped? There's no hard drives.
It
in the
read my
planet.
mind.
Oh well, no, the TARDIS protects all capitalism.
Wonderful.
Everything's
There's a shield.
Yeah,
Use
that's
it
the
to kill
plot.
everybody all the time.
Dalek technology read his mind.
Doctor Who
That's not
transferred
invasive.
Jelly Babies.
Well, that's the end of the Doctor.
Rest in peace.
What a stroke of luck.
Oh yeah, great. So every time they see him before this section, they shoot him dead instantly. But in this case, they just want to take him.
You can't shoot a man in the lift, man. That's the unwritten Dalek rule.
Yeah, Daleks won't kill in cold blood. He demanded a trial by combat. He didn't really. That's not true.
So is this a hologram?
That is.
He is massive.
He is pretty. Now Amy's thinking he really is massive as she looks up at his cold, hard form.
I should save time.
I'm sorry. That wasn't even intentional. Oh, now you actually get to choose what question the Doctor asks.
So are there intentionally like kind of rogue answers?
Yeah, I think here you have to you do have to sort of goad him into, like, show me what you can do, and then he'll be like, yeah, I'll show you. Otherwise he's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care what you say. But if you say, yeah, let me see it.
No, they're too powerful.
So can you goad him into like destroying the Earth? Because that's a good plot.
It's not quite Mass Effect. Let's leave it at that.
And everything
So you're saying this is a good ending? Am I right?
Show me the source of your
Am I
power.
right?
Yeah, if you say, show me the source, he's like, oh, I don't obey orders, but you have to go, show me the power.
What use is power if there's no
It's
one
kind of
to
dumb,
laugh
but I
at?
kind of like the idea of it.
Fear, come on, show
The
me.
idea is there,
Scare
and that's
me.
nice. But that's all I can say about the Doctor Who Adventure game.
No. It can't be.
Mayday! Mayday!
Hilarious jokes, love it.
The Eye of Time.
That was comedy right there.
Powerful than the heart of any TARDIS, more than the power of every TARDIS ever built.
It's got the power of 9 million
Centuries ago,
TARDISes.
lost at the fall of Gallifrey.
A lot of TARDISes. It's a lot of Jelly Babies.
Lost, hate that show. Love Big Bang Theory much better.
Some say it is the heart of time and space itself, the very core.
Subtitle
of the
misreading,
Big
love
Bang.
it.
Time Lords contained it in a powerful iron field, but when Gallifrey was destroyed, it vanished into the universe.
So at which point did the Jelly Babies come out? Wait, he's got
boss
more,
battle.
Time Lords
He's got more hands for
You
more
gotta
Jelly
use your
Babies.
webs.
universe, not to crush it.
You need to use the web pull.
Do you think he just creates more and more hands than more Jelly Babies? That's his entire story.
Daleks are kind of, they want to,
More
they
Jelly
want to be the only people alive or something.
Babies. That seems a bit rude.
They're kind of like Nazis. They basically are
They're
Nazis.
metal Nazis, basically.
Although Terry Nation, I think, said they weren't meant to be like that, really, but they are.
They're Nazis who love